Hello, welcome, family and friends. How are you today? My name is Praise, for popularly known as the Family Life Therapist. I landed in the super country of Burkina Faso this morning and inside Burkina Faso Family Life 6 fun facts. Now, I'm an African, and trust me, I cried about this particular country because it just shows what could have been that has not been. Because in the year 1984, this country had all it took to transform their lives, because a pioneer, a visionary leader called Thomas Sankara rose up. But what happened? He was killed after about 2 years thereabout, and every gains it made, including a ban on child marriage, everything is back. Burkina Faso is a landlocked country in West Africa. It covers an area of around 274, 200,200 square kilometers, and is surrounded by six countries: Mali to the north and west, Niger to the east, Benin to southeast, Togo to south east, Ivory Coast to the southwest. In 1984, Thomas Sankara's revolutionary government changed the name Upper Volta to Burkina Faso, thus discarding the name the French had given their former colony. Burkina Faso is an artificial word using linguistics element from the country's largest languages. Burkina means free man in Moor. Faso means land in Jula. Burkina Faso is thus identified as a country of free men. Its inhabitants are called Burkina. The B is a suffix from another language of the country, Fulfulde. Burkina Faso is a multi-ethnic nation with about 60 ethnic and linguistic groups. What are the things you need to know about family in Burkina Faso? Number one, extended family system. Extended family system is very important, and relatives from the husband or wife's side may live together with a nuclear family. 3, 4, or more generations living under one roof is common. Average household size is more than 8 people in rural areas, more than 6 in urban areas, according to the World Bank. Especially in rural areas, a number of related households may live together in a compound. Old age and experience are highly regarded. Generally, the head and authority of the compound is a family elder. So it's not wisdom, it's about old age. Now, if you look at the demography in Burkina Faso as we have it today, you have 44.9% of the people in that country being under age 15. So a lot of Generation Z in there, which gives us a lot of hope. But question is, who are the people raising them? Because with child marriage still intact, could it be that children are the ones raising other children? So how well can they raise the Generation Z and expose them to what obtains in other parts of the world? Now, 27.7% of the population of that country is between ages 15 to 29, while 15.8% is between ages 30 to 44, 7.8% between ages 49, 3.1% between ages 60 to 74, and 0.1% on 85 and above. Number 2, etiquette, hospitality, and to the Burkinabe. Salutations are an elaborate procedure, always involve shaking of hands. Conversations are rarely direct, and general issues are discussed first to set everyone at ease. Women are expected to refrain from wearing very short skirts, very interesting, and low-cut dresses, and from smoking in public. What have men smoking in the public? Okay, officers and uniformed men are always approached with respect. An official building should not be photographed. When the national flag is lowered, everyone is expected to stand still. As a rule, elders, even only they are few years older, are treated with high respect. Number 3, gender inequality. A woman's role in Burkina Faso is considered to be that of a wife and mother. A woman in her 30s who is unmarried, this according to everyculture.com, or childless, carries a severe social stigma. A married woman who is childless, barrenness is usually attributed to women, bears enormous pressure from her husband's family and likely to be sent away without any material resource. So a woman invariably is a production factory of babies, not a person to be respected. The family head is always the man who represents the family to the outside world. Nevertheless, women have a good deal of say in domestic and economic matters, and they may be successful in commerce or other jobs. Beside a job, a career woman is expected to raise children and fulfill domestic tasks. She's aided in this by relatives from the village who regularly perform household tasks for urban families. And number 4, when it comes to marriage in Burkina Faso, the main statutory law governing Burkina Faso marital code, is the family code. Now, which recognizes civil marriage as the only legally valid and binding form of marriage. However, today, arranged marriages, which were usually rule in former times, are rare, even though they still exist in the hinterland, especially in urban context. In a customary marriage, the husband pays bride price to the bride's family. The amount varies according to ethnic groups, from a symbolic to substantial contribution that take many years to acquire. The differences in bride price tend to hinder inter-ethnic marriages. Now, which are nevertheless practiced among a number of neighboring groups. Women join their husband after marriage, and this forges an alliance between two families. So sometimes marriage is to foster relationship between two families, and the person that is going to take the brunt for the two families is the woman. Divorce is possible. Any children, divorce is possible. And any children stay with the husband's family, and family receives the bride price should the woman remarry. Now, if the husband dies, the widow is expected to marry a brother of a late. In some villages in Burkina Faso, the World Bank estimates about 1/3 of households are polygynous. Polygyny is practiced in traditional and Muslim contexts, but is opposed by the Christian church. Number 5, socialization. Infants and children are up to 2 or 3 years have almost constant physical contact with their mother and aunt. They are regularly tied with a wrapper to the woman or girl's back and carried around while the woman does domestic work or is farming. Elder siblings are strongly involved in rearing the younger ones, especially the firstborns, have much responsibilities. Infant care and child rearing is a responsibility not only of the biological parent, but of the whole compound, and in rural areas, the entire village. So they also believe that it takes a village to raise a child. The aim of all education is not to encourage an individual personality, but to integrate children into social environment. So it's not impossible for you to meet a typical Burkinabe terrible low self-esteem. Number 6, gender-based violence. Although forced and child marriages are prohibited by the Burkinabe law, these marriages persist with grave consequences for the girls and their family, primarily due to tradition and religious practice and belief. On the traditional Burkinabe law, girls are encouraged to be married before the legal age of 17, and contrary to the Burkina Faso family code, girls of age 10 can be married with respect to Muslim marriages 11 and 12 on the traditional law practices. 52% are married before the age of 18, their 18th birthday, and 10% are married before the age of 15. According to UNICEF, Burkina Faso has the 5th highest prevalence rate of child marriage in the world. Child marriage is driven by gender inequality, and they believe that women and girls are somehow inferior to men and boys. It could also be as a result of the level of education, poverty, tradition, and violence against girls. Burkina Faso has committed to eliminate child early and forced marriage by the year 2030, right? But in February 2016, the Burkina Faso government promised to increase the legal age of marriage for girls to 18, which was further supported by the statement from the First Lady in 2017. However, it appears no progress has been made towards implementing government's pledges yet. There was a lady, according to Amnesty International, selling age 15. She said, "My father wanted me to marry the other to keep my father's cow. He told me that that's the way to compensate him." So you can see the reason why people give out their children in marriage. So if you want to work as a family life professional in Burkina Faso, you need to understand that you're going to contend with a strong culture that is built on various ethnic groups and religion, wherein the major religion in that country is Islam. So you need to create an intervention that can bypass conscious racism, which has to be built on the girl-child empowerment, on gender equality, and you need to create and spin narrative to help you achieve that. There is only one cause that can help you understand how to interface with family and transform family system en route to transforming the country. And that is Family System Engineering Certification Program. If you go to school.iampraiseforward.com or you go on iampraiseforward.com, you will find the course that is appropriate for you, and you can totally transform your reality and help that African country. I look back at 1984 and I ask, what could have been if Thomas Sankara was not killed? If he had been allowed to spend more time, what kind of country would that nation have been? That was one country in Africa that took the bull by the horn, changed the masters, and took their destiny into their hand, and they were growing until that guy was killed. Even though there were some kind of gross human rights violation, but he led from the front and he led by example. I think we can help Africa grow again. So it might be a good place to go and work if you want to do a lot of social work. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in another country tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Bye bye.